Om Shanti. Welcome to the Ayurveda class. We're going to begin the session with the prayer. So come into the sitting posture. Keep your back, neck straight. Go into your asana. Gently close your eyes. Observe your alignment. How's your back, your neck, your shoulder. Now, take a deep, prolonged, slow inhalation. Deep, prolonged, slow exhalation. Inhale and exhale. Now, inhale for the Om. 3 times Om along with Shanti. Take a deep, prolonged, slow inhalation for the Om. Feel the warmness. Join your both palm. Rub your palm. Place on your eyes. Very slowly while blinking, looking at your palm, gently open up your eyes with a great smile and say Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Very slowly come back. Uh, my voice is audible? Is clear?
Yes.
Right. So in previous session, we talked about the importance of the Ayurveda, three dosha, three guna, then Panch Mahabhut, how everything is connected. Then we talked about how the three dosha is prevalent in entire our body and outside. It is it your age, lifespan, the season, the day and the night. We discussed these things. And how when you are giving the treatment, how you gonna, you know, keep in your mind that whenever you provide the treatment, you have to consider this time, the climate, everything gonna play important role whenever we provide the yoga therapy or any kind of treatment. We consider these factors as well. So we discuss about that. Now today we're gonna talk about the next part, which is also linked with the Tridosha, because Ayurveda talks about the link. Unlike the modern therapy, that which divided into the different part, right? Whenever you get the problems of your heart, you have to visit to the cardiologist, right? If you get the vaginal issues, something, you have to visit to the gynae. For your stomach problems, you have to visit to the gastrointestinal doctor, right? So they're dividing your body parts. But Ayurveda talks about it that everything is linked. The simplest example is that whenever you get any lung problems, any problem in your lungs, your heart would be affected by that because heart and lungs are connected. Same if you lose your appetite, if you're going to lose your appetite during the sickness, you get the bloating, you get the indigestion, you get the fever. But during any sickness, you're going to lose the appetite because your appetite is related to your sickness. So everything is linked. We cannot separate your body part. So three dosha is linked with the further thing. If three dosha go imbalance, so your Agni. So today topic is Agni. 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 So Agni, there's a types of Agni. I'll show you the chat, which you can write it down. Types of Agni after the Tridosha. Can you see? This is
Yes.
so Agni today topic. Types of Agni, basically there's a 13 types. First write it down, these chart, we're gonna talk about it. It bring more clarity to you. Once you're done, let me know. Done? Guys, it's done. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Agni, you in your body, you have 13 types of Agni in your body. Okay, 13 types of Agni. 13 types of function of the Agni, like maintaining the heat, digestion, assimilation. These things are the function of the Agni. Agni, each and every cell has its own Agni. That is also Agni. Okay. Major function of the Agni, that is very much important. We are not going to talk about all the 13 types. We're going to talk about the last one, the 13th one. That is the Jathar Agni. So this is the type of the Jathar Agni, okay, which you are seeing on the chart. That is the type of the Jathar. We have to focus on that. Jathar Agni importance to break the food into the small particles, to absorb, to make you hungry. This is the major function of the Jathar Agni. So it is like a kitchen of your body. It's like how you cook the food, right, in your kitchen. You prepare the food for everyone. Same thing in your body. Like if body is considered to be a house, so your Jathar Agni would be the kitchen where whatever you're gonna eat, it would be further gonna cooked. It's gonna be become more easy, so which can break down the small particles, so it can be absorbed by the cell. Your cells could not digest directly the banana or the chapati, right? It has to be simplified, right? It has to be further break down into the small one, so your rest of the organs get nutrition, right? So the absorption till the hunger, till the assimilation, till the breakdown of the food, these things done by the Jathara. Very much important. If this is affected, it means your whole body organs would be gonna suffer. Isn't it? Everything you are, your whole body system, especially the part which is visible in anatomy, is made by the food. Everything is made by the food. Your eyes, you're gonna be have the weakened eyesight, your senses gonna be impaired, you would be having the your bones would be gonna weaken, your strength, you're losing the strength of your muscles. Everything, whatever you get, it's everything you get by the food. So food should be prepared, food should be cooked properly, and that's why you require the Jathara. If it's not properly cooked, it means it's not properly absorbed by further, right? So Jathar Agni main role is this. Now there's a types of Agni which is prevalent, which is dominant in the different personalities. So the chart is very much clear. Visham Agni, Visham Agni. The first Agni, Jathar Agni, Visham Agni. Visham Agni means unstable one, fluctuating Agni, which sometime is hungry, sometime you don't feel hungry. That called Visham. Visham literal meaning is unstable, fluctuating one. And this Agni dominate in the Vat personality. When Vata go imbalance, you would be facing this kind of Agni. So this Agni is dominant in the Vata personality and is make your digestion weak, because sometimes you want to eat, sometimes you won't. Then second Agni is a Tishuna. Tishuna. Work on your pronunciation. Tishuna Agni. Tishuna Agni means high. Tishuna means high. A high flame. So this is considered to be a high flame Agni. It's like very high fire, which dominate in the Pitta personality. When Pitta go imbalance, then you have this kind of Agni, high Agni. High Agni means whatever you go, it's like always hungry. You have great appetite. you want to eat a lot. And every 2 hours you are eating. And even the small things become less for you. Big fish become less for you. You want to eat more and more. So Tishna Agni, high fire. Then third one is Mand Agni. Mand means slow. Mand, slow. Mand, slow fire. The slow fire dominate in the Kapha personality when Agni is very low. So digestion would be slow. Then last one is Sam Agni, that is a balance Agni, which is for the Avikrit personality. Remember Vikrit and Avikrit. Vikrit, the imbalance of the three dosha, Avikrit, perfect balance of the three dosha. And so your Agni would be balanced. Because once three dosha is imbalanced, your Agni would be affected. Your Agni would be affected. It means your digestion would be affected by that. Let's take the example like all of you enjoy the bonfire, no? You know the bonfire, right? Everybody. So now think in the literal sense, imagine the fire is outside, right? So when fire, we arrange everything, we are there to enjoying the bonfire. Now we add the chunk of the woods, right? Everything. We are ready for the party. Now we light the flame. We light the fire. Now fire is there, but it's sometime is light, sometime is gone. Sometime is light, sometime is gone. So how are you gonna enjoy the bonfire? Are you able to enjoy the bonfire? Now you every time you lighting it, then it's gonna again perish. Again you lighting it, again it's gonna perish, and wood would not be burned. That happened in the Vishamagni. It means unstable. Sometime is light, sometime no fire. Sometime is fire, sometime is no fire. Now in Tishna Agni, flame, now flame is so high. Then you're gonna enjoy the fire. Flame is so high, it's gonna burn, no? Now it's gonna burn all the wood, chunk of the woods. And now you're busy to collect, accumulating more woods. It would be tiring, no? Every time, nobody like a person who eat a lot. Have you seen the guests, especially in India? The guests coming to your house, like especially my mom complained. Somebody is coming from the village, no? Their appetite is so large because they do the physical workout. So they eat everything and they eat a lot. And my mom saying how much they are eating, when they are going. So tiresome, right? You become, it's very tiring job to cooking. Nobody love, and especially food is very personal, no? You're about to share your chocolate and it's gonna finish before you're just about to eat. It's finished by your friends. Now see how you traumatize with this action. Very tiny action. Your favorite chocolate, but it finished by your friends, your siblings. You fight over the food. Isn't it your favorite food? You fight. I do fighting with my papa. So we fight over the things which we both like the same thing. So we fight over that thing. So nobody love those people who eat a lot because it's gonna burn everything, and you would be the biggest burden on the nature because you are eating a lot, and production is zero. You're not doing anything great to the society. You are just a burden. Nature is very peaceful. We are the chaos in the nature, isn't it? World is very harmonious. But after we came, we started creating so many big things. That is because of our ideology. Nothing is big. It's so tiny, so stupid. Nothing is big. But we created the chaos. We are the chaos. So we are the problem. And now we eat a lot. So we become biggest burden on the planet. And everything is coming from the nature. And even your parents, your families, nobody gonna love about those person. So people think about, oh, the Agni is very high. Metabolic rate is so good. I love to eat so many things. No, nobody gonna like it. You're gonna love because you can enjoy delicious food and everything, but actually ask somebody else who is providing you food, right? And everything is limited and you are having their share. So it's not the good one. So even if your metabolic rate is so high, that is also not considered to be a good. Your Jataragni is very high, it's not good. You're not able to enjoy the fest. You cannot enjoy the bonfire. Everything would be finished quickly. Now, the Mandagni is slow fire. Now, chunk of wood is there, and flame is like how you light a candle. That flame, it's able to burn the whole chunk of the wood. It will take more time, no? Isn't it? If flame of the candle is gonna burn the chunk of the wood in the bonfire, it's able to burn it. Many days it will take because slow flame. So flame is not properly working. It's not balanced. So your digestion would be affected. Some Agni means perfect balance, a perfect fire, which make you to enjoy the bonfire, a perfect ideal fire, not high, not less, balanced. Digestion perfectly working, your digestive system perfectly working, and that's make you energetic, make you healthy, make you fit. Once your Agni is balanced, your Tridosha is balanced, your Tridosha is balanced, your Agni would be balanced, is linked. And this called the avikrit state. The balanced Agni only, happen in the avikrit state. Vikrit state, all the rest of the three are Vikrit state Agni. It means imbalance Agni. So you have to maintain your kitchen, because if your Agni is not good, your Jatar Agni is not good, you would be gonna face many troubles, many problems, physically, mentally, psychosomatic, psychological way. All kind of problems come because you are not keep, because nourishment comes from this. All the organs, all the tissues, even self, getting the energy from your kitchen. So most important part. So Agni, this is the Agni. So in Ayurveda, very much focusing on the cleaning of your digestive tract. Because once digestive tract is properly clean, it brings the fire back. It's improved the Jataragni. That's why most of the cleansing Shatkarma practice is improvising your Jataragni. Because Jataragni is working properly, so rest of the things automatically gonna come. Now, after this much is clear. Any doubt till here? Now we're gonna move further. Now three malas. Three malas. I've given you the chart, remember? There is also the one topic, three malas. Three, Trimalas. Three malas. This three mala means three types of mal, three types of waste. Three types of waste. It means your body has the excretory system, like each and every pores of the body taking out the waste. There's the doors in your body. You know the doors? Ears, eyes, nose, mouth, your navel, your reproductive area. These are the doors, your anal area. These are the doors of the body. And bacteria, when outside bacteria take, they enter through these doors. You know, when outside invasion is happening, they enter through these doors. These are the major doors. So cleaning of these doors are very much important. That's that is a part of the Shat Karma. So once all the mal, the waste is coming out from these doors. You're going for poo, pee, then mucus is coming from your nose, from the eyes, from the ear. More than 100 types of the waste is coming out from your body. But there are major three types of the waste, which help you to diagnose any kind of problem of your body. And whenever you get the sick, these three mala, especially the three types of the mal would be affected. So I've shown you, again I'm gonna show you these three mala. These three malas, can you see? Stool, urine, and sweat, which call poo, pee, and sweating. Or I learned the Polish word that is moose. Moose, yes, moose they called it for the stool. I forget about what they call urine. Yeah. So stool, urine, and sweat. These are the three malas. Now these three malas that Ayurveda basically diagnose all the problems on the basis, because whatever symptoms you are having about any sickness, even if you change your diet, have you seen the color of the stool gonna change? Whenever you have beetroot, spinach, broccoli, something green, Guys, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So, three malas basically Ayurvedic doctor and yoga therapist, whenever you go to the doctor, even in the modern therapy, you go to the doctor, they first check your stool, your pee, right? You go for the stool and pee checkup, right? Urine test for any infection if happen to your body. So what happened? Any diet, even if you're changing any infection, bacterial or anything happen to your body, your poo, your pee, and your sweat would be affected. So even just simply by observing these things, you're gonna diagnose your own problems. You don't require, even doctor are depending, understanding your body according to your symptoms, which you gonna tell them. So Ayurveda believe that you can be your own doctor because you are living in this body. No, you are more closer to observe the symptoms of your body, isn't it? Doctor is just observing your way of telling the symptoms to them, but you can observe far better than him. So by observation, you can figure out you have certain kind of problem. If there's a smell in your sweat, it means certain problems is going on in your body. Okay, if you have any constipation or indigestion, that's also telling that some you have the dehydration level, you have pith imbalance, it's showing. Then urine color change, itching is there, it shows certain kind of infection is going through. So many, even still in modern medicine, the doctor going through the test, but ancient time, the ancient doctor, which we call bad, they go with the just by observation. And even diabetic gonna in African countries, the tribal people, how they figure out the, that somebody get the diabetes, you have to pee on the certain area, and when ants are crawling and licking the pee of that person, it means there's a sugar is high in the urine, and then they diagnose that that person is having the diabetes. So there's a various method. You shouldn't be going through all kind of tests or these expensive tests, but just by observing it, you can figure out, you can just observe that something is going wrong. And malas, if affected of your body, you cannot do anything. Whenever you get the constipation, all of you get the constipation once in a while. Are you able to think anything else? Your mind is there, you feel heaviness, right? You want to go for the poo. So these three malas are the most important part of the body, even for the growth of your body. If you multiple time going for the, for pee and the poo, your body would not be going to develop. Three mala, the mal also important for growth of the body. So the nutrition would be absorbed in the large intestine as well. So frequency should not be there. Yeah, once, twice in a day is normal. And also, it depends nature of the person. We cannot fix the general rules for everybody. Twice in a day is the ideal rule. No. Even in a 2 days, if you're going one time, or three thrice in a 3 day, you are going one time with your nature, that's also perfectly fine. If after going poo and whole day you are not feeling heaviness, the symptom is what? You are not going for poo, but you're feeling heaviness. Frequently you're going for poo, but still you feel the heaviness. It means you have the problems. So we cannot fix the, multiple time you should go or twice in a day you should go. No, we cannot fix it. It depends person to person. Okay. But yes, for urine, there's a journal. If we're gonna, take into the guidelines like journaling, how many times a journal person has to go, how frequently he has to go. So 6 to 7 times in a day is sufficient. But if you're going even 10 times, that's also fine. Okay. But if you're drinking more water, so Of course, your frequency of the pee would be increased. If you drink the less water, your frequency again gonna affect it. So sometimes you have to uh, understand these things, that how many times you are taking, what kind of liquid you are taking. Like if you're taking the caffeine drinks, right, chocolates, tea, coffee, or the cold drinks you are giving to your body, these are the diuretic in nature. It give you the dehydration, same time it's increase the frequency of the pee or alcohol. So you have to think whatever you're taking in your diet, okay, that's also affect your malas. Sweat, even throughout the month your sweat gonna, smell of the sweat gonna change. So by figuring out thing, by observing your smell of the sweat, you can find out, do you have any problem. These are certain people who smell a lot, no, they use the deo, accent, something type, and by using it they get the girls, media promoting like that, no. So but actually this is not the reality. No matter, they are suppressing the smell, but actually the smell is is a, you shouldn't be using you or perfume to you. Certain problems is happening, that's why you're having these issues, and you have to using these, this become more dangerous. You have to understand, and by, if smell is changed, it's so loud, it's like you are smelly, then you have to see the help of the Ayurvedic doctor or the yoga therapist or even the modern doctor. Something wrong is going on in your body. Maybe in the liver, in your kidney, any kind of infection can be possible. That's why you change your smell. Your periods, if you're female, you have hormonal imbalance, period issues. That's why also you have the smell change. And because of the diet, the non-vegetarian people has more strong smell than the less the vegetarian people. So you have to go through many observations. So do you understand things, the malas and the Agni part? Any doubt here? Any question?
I had a question, like just related to this topic. So, like, if is there like a reason if you like sweat a lot? Because I know like pitta is like the heat, so like fire. Does that just mean the person naturally like has a lot more heat in their body, so they sweat a lot more?
Exactly. Yes. If pitta means they already feel more heat, there are lots of heat going on in the body, so they sweat a lot. And this is the symptom, it's showing that their pit is imbalanced and they have to bring it into the balance form.
So you would have
So
like too much pitta then.
exactly. And then accordingly, we provide the treatment.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Welcome, dear. Okay, so let's end the session with the one time Om and Shanti. Keep your back, neck straight, aligned. Gently close your eyes. Take a deep inhalation. Exhale. Inhale for the Om. Om. Shanti. 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 Join your both palm. Rub your palm. Place on your eyes. Very slowly while blinking, looking at your palm, gently open up your eyes and say Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Bless you guys. Meet you at meditation. Bye bye. Take care.
Thank you.